Welcome back to Blind Man Morris, and it's all about the small things today. These rubber grommets, and these rubber grommets live in your top engine steady bar or top engine tie rod. Now, this bar sits at the back of the engine as you're looking from the front, just under the battery tray. This piece here is bolted to your head, and this piece here is bolted to the bracket, which is bolted to your battery tray, or it can be bolted to a different area because you can buy an alteration kit, which means you can bolt it further along the bulkhead. Apparently, it was Mr. Grumpy's
Yes.
variation on that, but they're usually bolted to the bottom of the battery tray. And you'd think these little rubber grommets aren't very important, but they are. They create a cushion in this bracket here and stops the top of your engine doing that when you're in low gear. So in first or reverse, it shudders if they're not adjusted correctly, and shudders if these are no longer malleable or flexible. And as you can see, when we were doing the restoration on our engine bay and our white South African Morris, I was just cleaning all this up, and I noticed that these two grommets were, and these are the best two out of the four, there's four on there, I'll show you, it goes together in a minute, were hard. In fact, the other two were so hard and flat, they were solid. And these are quite solid. You can hear them when you tap. Compared to a new one, if I take this, you undo the bolt, take the cut washer off the back there, you get this new grommet, and you can see it's very, very malleable and soft compared to these.
You just turn it sideways.
Can you see the difference?
Yeah,
How flat
yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
So interestingly, when I was doing this, I thought about what some of the symptoms are that you get when these grommets have worn down or they're no longer adjustable. So basically, you adjust them to the point where they're flat like this. You can't adjust them anymore. So the steady bar stops doing its job. So you get shuddering really in first gear, especially, and in reverse. On hill starts, you get a lot of shuddering. So basically, your top of your engine vibrates like this in low gear, and that can make you think that it's something else. So it's a misdiagnosis, really. So you could be thinking that it could be a universal joint, loose U-bolts on the back of your leaf springs. It could be worn engine mounts. It could be a worn clutch disc. It could be a worn differential in the pinion gear end. It could be any of those things, but actually check the small things first. And this is one of the cheapest fixes. I think they're only about £4 for the set of four. And you swap these out, tighten and adjust these bolts, and that could make a massive difference before you just start doing a deeper dive into what else could cause shuddering in first and reverse. It may not be the gearbox, it probably isn't the clutch disc, but have a look at these first. Tighten them up, replace them. It's worth having a look at them and do a health check, undo the back bolt, pull one off, and just have a look at them. Make sure they're nice and malleable, make sure they're quite soft and not stiff, and it'll make quite a difference. So go and check your top engine steady bar.
Can you just take it apart?
Oh
you
yes,
said you were
I was going to take it apart. Oh, I do apologise. So this is the bit that bolts onto the bracket on your battery tray. So first off, you have your bolt, followed by your cut washer, followed by your first grommet, and then obviously the bracket will be
Which
here.
way round did that first grommet go?
So the grommet always face each other
Okay.
like that.
Okay, yep, got you.
And the cut washer always cups over the top, and that stops them spreading flat.
Yep.
So it helps them keep their shape. And then you've got the bracket there, and then you've got your second grommet. There you go, second grommet. So they face like that. So it goes bolt and the cut grommet, and they face each other through the bracket like that.
Yep.
So when the engine vibrates, they vibrate against the grommet and not metal on metal. And obviously then you've got the adjuster here like that. And then you've got the adjusting bar there. I've left that loose. That was clever of me. Oh, I haven't got my spanner. But at that end, you can see them as they're together. So you've got the second bar there, cut washer, rubber grommet, bracket, rubber grommet, cut washer, and then your bolt on the outside, and that end there bolts to the top of your head. And that's how that goes together. And that's your two That's your adjuster bolt. And there are your two locking nuts there on either end. So once it's adjusted, you lock it all off. And then when you do your 6,000 mile service, just give it a check, make sure it's not loose, and adjust it if necessary. And there we go.